In today's world, sharing the details of our lives feels almost second nature. We post about our successes, voice our challenges, and seek approval for even our smallest wins. But have you ever stopped to wonder if there's wisdom in holding back? There's an old saying, what people don't know, they can't ruin. It reminds us that not everything needs to be shared. In Islam, there's profound guidance on the value of privacy, not out of fear, but to protect our peace, intentions, and deeper connection with God. Imagine the strength and tranquility that comes from safeguarding parts of your life, keeping them untouched by others' opinions or judgments. As we delve into this transformative wisdom, we invite you to be part of this journey. Show your support for our channel and join in spreading these insights by commenting Allahu Akbar below. Akbar, let's build a community that not only learns together but also grows in blessings from God. Your engagement helps share this powerful message with others and brings countless rewards. Let's dive in. First reason, protect your intentions from being diluted. The first reason to guard your privacy is to protect the purity of your intentions. Every action we take, be it a small prayer, a charitable act, or even a personal goal, has a core motivation behind it. But when we share these actions openly, the intention behind them can shift without us even realizing it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that actions are judged by intentions and that every person will be rewarded according to what they intended. This profound teaching reminds us how essential it is to safeguard our sincerity. When you publicize your achievements, there's a risk of subtly seeking admiration or validation from others. Over time, your focus may move away from doing good for the sake of God and toward gaining approval from those around you. Think about the beauty of worship or service performed in silence. When it's just you and God, the connection feels unshakable, unclouded by the need for recognition. By keeping your deeds private, you allow your heart to remain pure, your efforts sincere, and your connection with God undisturbed. This leads us to the next reason, because oversharing can make us vulnerable to envy and negativity. Second reason, protect yourself from envy and negativity. Another powerful reason to safeguard your privacy is to shield yourself from the harmful effects of envy and negativity. When you share your successes or goals with others, it's impossible to predict how they'll react. Some may genuinely support you, but others may feel jealousy, even unconsciously, and that envy can have a real impact on your peace. The Quran warns us to seek protection from the harm of those who envy. Envy isn't always visible, but its effects can manifest in subtle ways. People's opinions or judgments can weigh on your mind, creating doubts or even discouraging you from moving forward. When you hold certain details of your life close, you create a protective barrier against these negative forces. You free yourself from the unnecessary burden of worrying about how others perceive you. And beyond shielding yourself from harm, this privacy also allows you to conserve your emotional energy. Which brings us to the third reason. Third reason, preserve your emotional energy. Have you ever noticed how draining it can be to constantly explain your choices, justify your decisions, or seek validation for your dreams? Sharing isn't just about revealing information, it's also about giving away bits of your emotional energy. Every time you open up, you invite opinions, advice, and reactions. While some of these may be helpful, many will be unnecessary or even critical. Over time, the emotional toll of constantly processing these responses can leave you feeling depleted Now, imagine the freedom of working on your goals privately, away from the noise of others' input. You no longer have to defend your choices or adjust your plans to suit someone else's perspective. Instead, you can focus entirely on your journey, conserving your emotional energy for what truly matters. This emotional clarity leads us to the next reason why privacy leads us to maintain focus and avoid unnecessary distractions. Fourth reason: avoid distractions and stay focused on your goals. When you share your plans with others, you invite their expectations into your life. Suddenly, what was once your personal dream becomes a shared burden as people start asking questions, offering advice, or even doubting your choices. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised us to seek help in fulfilling our needs by keeping them discreet. This wisdom reminds us that the fewer voices involved in your journey, the easier it is to stay focused on your goals. By maintaining privacy, you remove the distractions of external pressure. You're free to work at your own pace without the constant worry of updating others or meeting their expectations. And with this newfound focus comes a deeper sense of trust, not just in yourself, but in God's plan for you, which leads us to the fifth reason. Fifth reason, build trust in God instead of seeking reassurance from others. It's a natural human desire to seek reassurance, especially when pursuing something meaningful. Sharing your struggles or achievements often feels like a way to gain encouragement or validation from others. But while these gestures may provide a temporary sense of comfort, they can never compare to the profound peace that comes from placing your trust entirely in God. The Quran powerfully reminds us, and whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them. This verse is a testament to the sufficiency of God's presence in our lives. It teaches us that when we rely on His guidance and wisdom, we don't need to seek external validation to feel reassured or confident. God knows every detail of your life, your struggles, your efforts, and your intentions, and that knowledge alone should bring immeasurable comfort. Think about the moments in your life when you've achieved something significant. Now imagine turning to God in quiet gratitude instead of broadcasting your success to the world. There's a profound strength in that silent acknowledgement, a sense of humility and trust that can only deepen your relationship with Him. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, beautifully exemplified this trust, showing us through his life that true reassurance comes from knowing that God is always by our side, guiding and protecting us. Moreover, relying on God instead of people frees you from the emotional turbulence of others' opinions. Sometimes, seeking validation from others can subtly shift our intentions, making us more focused on impressing people than on pleasing God. By keeping your journey private and trusting that God sees and appreciates your efforts, you create a pure and unshakable connection with Him. And when you focus on building this trust with God, you are naturally protected from the distractions of the world. This trust gives you the courage to move forward confidently, knowing that your worth is not determined by how others perceive you. It's a trust that empowers you to find peace, even in life's uncertainties, and prepares your heart to carry the weight of life's challenges with grace and faith. This trust naturally leads us to another important reason for privacy: the ability to free yourself from the weight of others' expectations. Sixth reason: protect yourself from the weight of expectations. When we share our goals and ambitions with others, even with the best intentions, we open ourselves up to their expectations. Innocent questions like, "How's it going?" or "Have you succeeded yet?" may seem harmless, but over time they can create an invisible pressure. Suddenly, you may feel as though you're not only accountable to yourself, but also to everyone who knows about your plans. You see, Islam in its infinite wisdom offers guidance on this. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Seek help in fulfilling your needs by being discreet, for everyone who has a blessing is envied." This hadith reminds us that privacy is a form of protection, not just from envy, but also from the burden of others' expectations. When you keep your goals private, you liberate yourself from the pressure of performing for others and can focus entirely on your journey and your connection with God. Imagine working on a goal quietly, moving at your own pace without the weight of external scrutiny. This freedom allows you to focus fully on your efforts, undistracted by the opinions or judgments of others. You are no longer burdened by the fear of failure or the need to prove yourself, because your journey is between you and God. This privacy also gives you space to reflect and grow without external noise. In the Quran, we are reminded that Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. By keeping your plans private, you align yourself with this divine wisdom, allowing yourself to progress in a way that feels natural and manageable, free from the unnecessary stress of meeting others' expectations. This practice of discretion is not about shutting people out, but about preserving your energy and peace. When you protect yourself from the weight of expectations, you create a sacred space in your life where only God's approval matters. And this mindset leads you to a deeper sense of fulfillment as you learn to trust that your success and efforts are seen and valued by the one who matters most. And as you walk this path of privacy and trust, you also open the door to another powerful lesson: the ability to preserve the sincerity of your intentions, ensuring that every action is done purely for God's sake. Seventh reason: strengthen your connection with God through privacy. When you choose to keep parts of your life private, you're making a conscious decision to prioritize your relationship with God over the fleeting opinions of the world. These private moments, whether they're acts of worship, personal reflections, or silent prayers, become sacred. They are untouched by judgment, envy, or distraction. By safeguarding your privacy, you remind yourself that your ultimate purpose is to seek God's pleasure, not the approval of others. This strengthens your bond with Him, creating a trust and connection that nothing else can replace. So the next time you feel the urge to share something personal, pause for a moment, reflect deeply, and ask yourself, would this moment be more meaningful if it remained between me and God? Imagine the strength of a private bond that no one else can see, a bond nurtured in silence, sincerity, and trust. After all, some of the most powerful journeys are the ones only He knows about. As we've explored, Islam's guidance on privacy is not about cutting ourselves off from others. It's about creating space for peace, for clarity, and for sincerity. It's about nurturing a heart that is free from the noise of the world, focusing instead on the eternal connection with our Creator. In a world where oversharing has become a norm, privacy is a shield that protects your soul and allows your faith to flourish. Dear brothers and sisters, imagine how much more contentment we could feel if we placed our trust fully in Allah and sought His approval above all else. Think about the serenity that comes from knowing you are enough for Him just as you are, without the need for validation from anyone else. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on how you've seen the blessings of privacy in your own life. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us grow together as a community that inspires and uplifts each other. Write Allahu Akbar in the comments to declare your trust in Allah's greatness and wisdom. Let's fill this space with words of remembrance and faith, a testament to our reliance on Him. If you found peace in these words, consider subscribing to our channel. Together we can build a community that supports faith, growth, and shared wisdom. Your like and share can be the small action that inspires someone else to reclaim their inner peace and strengthen their connection with God. May Allah grant us the wisdom to protect our hearts, the courage to keep our intentions pure, and the strength to trust Him completely in every step of our journey.